everyone, welcome back to Zagami Beauty. I'm Krisha. If you're new here, welcome. For those of you that are returning, lovely to have you back. So today's video we're going to be going over the new Natasha Denona Zendo palette, which is a new release for holiday. I wasn't going to originally get this palette because I felt it was too similar to the retro palette. And once I started playing with it, I realized it's really not that similar. So we'll do some comparison swatches later. Before we get into the good stuff, of course, I invite you to subscribe, ring the notification bell to get notified of my videos. That really helps me being a small YouTuber, just to kind of get the videos into your guys', I guess, inboxes, to your notifications. I don't know, you know what I mean. Also, like this video, comment down below as well. Okay, so let's get straight into the demo and swatches and final thoughts. Okay, so nitty gritty. I purchased this at Sephora. It's also available on Natasha Denona's website, which if I was in the States, you lucky beauties, I would purchase from there because maybe not everything if you want to get it fast. I don't know the shipping times, but she has so many good deals and I end up paying too many duties up here in Canada if I purchase from her site. So I sort of avoid it and stick to Sephora in my case, but I don't know, she has some really good deals, so definitely check out her website for purchasing. We have the new Zendo palette, which is so beautiful. I've already started swatching it, haven't played with it on my eyes yet. We'll do that later. I'm going to show you guys some swatches left to right, and as you can tell, the first is a little bit of a matte with some sparkle in it, 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. That silver is just popping. Next, I'm going to show you some comparison swatches between the retro palette and the Zendo palette. I thought they were going to be really quite similar, and while there are some similarities between the two, they're not the same. It kind of comes down to formula and so forth. So those are the two there. While the shimmery green colors look like they would be the same, they're actually not once you swatch it. The one in the Zendo palette is a lot more shimmery, a little bit more of a really pow effect. So I'll show you guys some comparison swatches. The top has the retro palette, the bottom half is the Zendo palette, and yeah, I honestly don't think they're the same. I think if I were to choose one, I would probably, spoiler alert, go with the Zendo palette, and I just think between the swatches it's the most sort of kind of well-rounded. You get a little bit more of dark defining shades and so forth. But let's go into the demo. Let's see how this look turns out, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts. I'm going to start off with that shade for the crease. Pretty straightforward color, I think. Again, these small palettes are really easy, I think, to work with, especially if you're not a really talented makeup artist, because I'm not. It just makes it easy because there's essentially a limited amount of colors. So all over, including the crease. I have primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin. That's what I always do, and that's how I judge wear time between all shadows. I don't do a bare lid. It just never works out for me, so why set myself up for failure? You know, let's set myself up for success with these shadows. That's just a good base color. I really worked it up to the crease. We'll probably use that color to blend as well later. Now, what do I do? I'm gonna go in with that silvery color. No, let's go in with that pink color. And I'm just gonna kind of put that more in the center and the outer. And we'll do sort of like, I don't know, a halo eye? Is that what it's called? I'm so bad with this terminology, guys, sorry. Like aging myself. And then I'm gonna run it just on the bottom as well. So we've left that middle part open, and I'm gonna use the really, really intense silvery shade with my finger. So that's really pretty, but I do want it more blended. So I'm gonna go back in and take a touch of that really light matte shade and then a touch of that more pinky shade and just really go in and blend that. Just to tie it all in. Then I'm gonna take a more precise brush and really just sort of line the top part and slightly smoke out the edges. I feel like this shade's gonna be a little bit crumbly. Yeah, and it's not overly pigmented. It doesn't seem like the best for lining. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed with that. So let's just maybe define the outer edge, but not bother lining too much. I'm going to put on a little bit more of that silvery color. And then I'm going to take that really, really top coat pinky sparkly shade and just dab it all over just to sort of, I don't know, make everything more cohesive. So I'm really going to go in pretty intense with that. And a little bit more of that. I feel like I've lost the magic from that silver shade. Ooh, I like that. That's great. So I'm going to take a quick look with my mirror here. Let's see what's going on. I like that. I'm going to build up a little bit more with that really dark shade. I'm scared of it. It's quite crumbly. So when I kind of put my brush into it, I feel like it's going to crumble all over my face. But that's what happens when you have a matte shade with a little bit of sparkle in it. I feel like it just kind of is almost neither here nor there sometimes. Now I'm going to take a brush and just blow out the bottom with that medium pink shade. And then just kind of blend it all in. Final blend with my blending brush and that first shade. Okay, I'm gonna line my eyes, put on mascara, and be right back. Okay guys, mascara's on, and I changed my lipstick. I originally had the NATASHA DENONA Noah on, which was a little bit too browny for me. I'm really not liking that tone on it, and I just wanted to mimic what she had in this collection. She released two new sort of nude shades in it. One is called Andrea, I believe. The other one I'm not quite sure. And it is similar to the ones that were released, but it's just not me. I don't know. So I put on Sexual Healing from NARS. It's a little bit more up my alley. So what do I think, you guys? I really love this look. I think it turned out so pretty. I did actually, when I went off camera to do mascara, I added something. I added a little bit more of this pinky shade here, just to that inner sort of part of the eye, and just moved it kind of in that area. And I feel like it just tied everything together. I added a little bit more of that sparkly silvery as well to the middle. I really love this palette. I do feel like it's hard to smoke things out with it, mainly because this shade is so creamy and crumbly that if you get too much on your brush, you run the risk of kind of getting a lot of particles falling down. But if you don't put enough, then it's just you're building, but you're not getting enough impact. So I'm gonna try it and wet my brush next time and just see if I can get some good kind of lining and smoking out potential with that. I would have probably went with the formula that's a little bit more pigmented, more packed, and less creamy and crumbly as a dark shade. But I'm sure I can do something and make it work. Other shades are so beautiful, typical, easy to blend, impactful shimmers. I don't know, I just think it's such a beautiful, beautiful palette. Definitely enough drama for nighttime, holiday time, but you can also stick with just this side of the palette and do a little bit something more daytime as well. So do I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. If I was gonna recommend one mini palette thus far in her releases though, I would still stick with the Mini Glam palette. All 5 shades are super, super easy to work with and a little bit more universally toned. This is more into that pink range, which I love, but not as, of course, neutral. So the Mini Glam is still my favorite out of all the minis, but this one is so, so beautiful, especially for something a little bit more like just different toned going into holiday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful with the swatches and the quick demo. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you thinking of getting this palette? Have you purchased it? Do you love it? What else are you thinking also for holiday? Let me know your wish list down below. All the best to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.